Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I wanted to just sit down and chat with you. We'll obviously do our makeup. I do have a few new things that I wanted to test, and I figured I'll just update you on what's going on in my life and we could just chat. But I have some new stuff from Versed. This is the Versed makeup line that just came out. I have the Merit lip products and just a few other random things that I haven't tried that I figured we could test out in the video. But we're just gonna sit and chat, hang out. It's been a little while, I know, since you've seen a video from me, so I thought we could just kind of catch up in this one and do our makeup together. And if you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty content here on my channel. I would love for you to stick around, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's go ahead and get into the makeup. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm just applying my normal SPF. I am gonna use the skin tint from Versed, but I don't know how much of that I'm gonna want to apply, and I typically don't use skin tints as my SPF. I always just kind of use it as a bonus SPF on top of the regular that I use. So I'm just gonna apply this first and then we'll get into that. This is the Roche Posay that I've been using. I mix the non-tinted and the tinted one together. All right, let's move into this new skin tint from Versed. Truthfully, I meant to get this video up quite a while ago, but I have had the hardest time with these Versed products. Between not getting the right shade, I ordered some that came broken or they were melted and I had to return them. It's just, I feel like I've been trying to collect these products for weeks now, and I still don't have all the things I originally had, but that's okay. We're just gonna go ahead and test it out. So this is probably what I'm most excited to try, the Multi-Serum Skin Tint with SPF 40. So this is zinc oxide, so it's mineral, it's 13.1% zinc. And I've been seeing a lot of very good things about this. So I originally ordered the shade 2N, and I just knew that was gonna be like the right match for me, and it was so light. Like I could not make it work. It looked almost like white, like it had no color on my skin. So 2N was way too light. So I went with one shade up, which is 3P. I still don't know if this is gonna be the best shade, but I think it's probably gonna be the best match in terms of the choices, because 4 is a really warm color, which I definitely don't need. And then I think 5 neutral is the next one. And I was thinking that would probably be too dark for me. But I don't know, I guess maybe if this one doesn't work, I can always try 5N. But anyway, so if you don't know, this is a new makeup line that you can get at Target. And I believe it was started by the same person that started Merit Beauty, which is Catherine Powers. I don't know if it's Powers or Power actually, but I believe she started this brand. I've tried some Versed skincare before and I really liked it. Actually, one of my favorite products, skincare products in general, is from Versed, and I'm not using it right now because it has retinol in it and I can't. But the Versed Eye Balm, I think it's called the Retinoid Eye Balm. That is one of my favorite skincare products that I've tried, like ever. I loved that so much. So I will definitely go back to using that when I can. That's one of the best under eye products I've ever tried. If you struggle with dryness or you just want something really thick under your eyes, that's one of the best products I've tried for that. I think this shade is okay actually. I'm just kind of grabbing it off the back of my hand, and I'm applying this with the 115 from BK Beauty. So it actually looks like it's giving a decent amount of coverage for a skin tint. All right, so I applied about a pump of the skin tint to my face. Actually, I think that color is okay. Now that I have it blended all over, it actually looks really, really good on my skin. Definitely has some glow to it, as you can probably see. I almost wonder if I had something glowier underneath, if it would look even glowier on my skin, because the La Roche-Posay SPF is pretty matte. So I'm wondering if that is making it not look as glowy as it would if I just went on like really heavily moisturized skin. But I gotta say, it looks very nice, nicer than I thought. And the coverage is decent. I would say this is like a light, I would say light coverage. Maybe you could build it up to like light medium, possibly. But it looks very nice, really pretty. Sitting on my skin really nicely. Yeah, the texture on it, I don't think I really said as I was applying it, but the texture is definitely like a thicker, creamy kind of texture. It's not a thin skin tint, like a watery texture at all. It's definitely on the thicker side, but it looks pretty on my skin. I did not notice a smell either. Yeah, I don't think there is a smell, which is a good thing. I do not have a new color corrector to try, so I'm just gonna use what I have in my everyday makeup drawer this month, which is the Kosas corrector this one is in Illusion. And I'm just gonna apply a little bit of this, and then we'll move into the concealer from Burst. So let's see, what can I update you on? I'm trying to think. The last time I kind of updated you on pregnancy, I guess I was going through like the migraines. I was talking about that. Luckily and thankfully, the headaches have been much better. So I'm hoping those are not gonna come back, because I haven't had one in almost 2 weeks now, I guess. So I'm hoping that's a good thing, or it's definitely a good thing, but hopefully that means they're not gonna come back. I'm hoping maybe that was a phase or something that I was going through. I don't know. So that is good. So today I am 29 weeks and 2 days when I am filming this. By the time this goes up, well, I don't really know. I may be closer to 30 weeks by the time I get this video up, but it's really, really starting to feel real now. My stomach is, I would say like in the last 2 weeks, it has really like popped out. I feel like it took me quite a while to really show. I mean, I had a little bit of a bump, but I wasn't really showing until, I don't know, probably like 25 weeks or somewhere around there. Overall, I would say physically, I feel pretty good. I mean, it's definitely starting to get harder to do things. I've still been continuing to work out as much as I can and do my Sydney Cummings workouts. And she is actually pregnant right now too. So she's not that far along ahead of me. She's like a little over a week ahead of me. So we're basically like at the same spot. So I've been able to keep up with those workouts. They are definitely getting more difficult and just, you know, things get in the way. So I do have to stop and kind of like readjust, take a break for a second, but I'm proud that I have kept up with that this whole time. So physically, I would say pretty good. Some days I emotionally don't feel great. We'll go into the concealer now. This is the new Serum Concealer from Burst, and this is the same shade in 3P. So hopefully this will work. I'll swatch it for you. Have y'all tried these things from Burst? I'm curious. I've seen a lot of people reviewing these products on YouTube, but that is shade 3P. I also originally ordered the concealer in 5N. I ordered the concealer in 5N and the skin tint in 2N. I don't know why I did that. I guess I'm gonna blame it on pregnancy brain. I don't know, because the 5N concealer was way too dark when I got it. So I had to return that too. I've returned so many things that I've ordered from this Burst line. Okay, I'm just gonna do like a dot on each side. This kind of feels like the Tower 28 concealer to me. Anyway, let's see, what was I talking about? I was talking about physically, I feel pretty good overall, I would say, other than just, you know, I'm getting bigger and it's getting a little bit harder to do things. But I have, y'all, been very, very emotional, very, very emotional. And I wouldn't say I am emotional, but I wouldn't say that I'm like overly emotional type of person, but like right now I am. Like I get just the smallest things will just really, really upset me. And I don't know, I feel like emotionally right now I'm struggling more than I am like physically. So that's kind of where I'm at in terms of pregnancy. All right, so the concealer is very, very thin. It's the opposite in terms of texture to the skin tint. That is much thicker. This is thin, very similar, I think, in texture to the Tower 28 concealer. I think it definitely has less coverage than the Tower 28 concealer, but that's kind of what it's reminding me of. I'm gonna add a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit there, and a little bit there. And I'm just gonna blend that out with my same foundation brush. We have been working on the nursery. A lot of you have asked if I had like a theme for the nursery or like a color scheme or something. So my main color of the nursery is like a sage green. I love green. I think it's just a really calming color. I don't know. I've always loved green. I love to wear green. I like green things in general. I just find green really like calm, and that's the vibe that we are going for in the nursery. And then it's going to be kind of like a safari animal theme. So lots of like jungle animals. So we have been working on that and we're not quite done with it yet, but we have found a few really cute things. Like my mom and I, we went to a consignment store that is in our area. This was a few weeks ago, and we found two of the cutest things ever. One of them, they're both giraffes, which is kind of hilarious, but they both happen to be giraffe themed. But one of them is this cute little giraffe lamp. I'll actually go in there and I'll insert a little clip here so you can see it, because it is the cutest thing ever, and I just found it randomly at this consignment store. And then we also found this really cute, it's called like a felt artwork, I guess, or like a giraffe felt artwork print. And I think it's originally from Pottery Barn. It's from Pottery Barn Kids, but it was a lot less at the consignment store than it would have been if I had ordered it from Pottery Barn. But y'all, it is the cutest thing ever. So we have that on the wall right now. We haven't hung up anything else yet. I'm still kind of working on what else I want to get to hang in there. We did add some curtains in there, like some blackout curtains. And then we have one of the walls we painted the really pretty green color. It's coming together. We have the crib. We have the dresser that we're going to use as like a changing table. And then we have a recliner as well, and a rocker, which I absolutely love too. It's just really, really cute. It's nothing fancy, but it's exactly what I had in my mind. So I'm really happy with it so far. All right, so the concealer also looks pretty good. I think of the two things, just looking at them, I prefer the skin tint overall to the concealer. I would probably just use my Tower 28 concealer if I wanted something like this. But if you like a really thin, hydrating type of serum texture in a concealer, you might like this. It doesn't have a ton of coverage, but it's decent. I would say it's like, I don't know, light medium. If you added more, you could maybe get it to a medium coverage, but it does look nice blended out on top of that skin tint. So we'll see what I think about this after I wear it. But it does have, I didn't say this earlier, but it has caffeine and kojic acid in it. It says that on the back here. So Let's do some bronzer. Now, I did have the Versed bronzer. I ordered it from Target in one of my Versed orders. I forget. It finally comes, and when I took the cap off, the entire bronzer came out into the cap and was all smushed. I couldn't save it. I thought maybe I could fix it and like get it to go back in the component. It's in like this component. This is one of the blushes. It wouldn't. It was just a mess, so I just returned it. And I didn't order another one. I should have, but I just didn't. But I wish all the Targets had these Versed products in store because it's only certain Targets. And I only have one in my area that has it. And I went to that Target recently and like half the display was empty. So I don't know if they had sold it all or if they just didn't put it all out yet. I'm not really sure. But anyways, we're just gonna use this because this is an amazing product, the Skin Enhancer from Makeup by Mario. I've re-fallen in love with this in the last few weeks. I pulled it out for that blush video, the video where I tried all the new blushes, which I'm glad a lot of you seem to really like that video. I'm so glad. But I used this bronzer each time when I had to reapply my makeup, and I just, man, this stuff is just so good. Like every time I go a while and I don't use it and then I go back to it, I'm like, this is just one of the best products on the market at Sephora, truly. It's so good. All right, so this is one of the blush sticks from Versed, and this is the shade Bloom. I think these come, I want to say there's like 5 or 6 different shades maybe. And I am really curious to see how similar this is to the Merit Flush Balms, since, I mean, I'm sure they were kind of inspired by them. So yeah, this is the shade Bloom. Ooh, this is a pretty color. So this is Bloom. Definitely looks like a similar finish to the Flush Balms from Merit. It's very dewy, very like hydrating looking, very balmy looking. So I'm curious, but that looks like a really nice shade. Okay, I'm just gonna use that same brush I just used for the Mario Skin Enhancer to apply the blush. Ooh, that's pretty. And I'm just grabbing it off, directly off the stick right here. Ooh, okay, that blush color, so pretty. It's like a warm pink. Ooh, yeah, actually that really does look like the Merit Flush Balms on the skin. I wonder how these will wear compared to the Flush Balms. The Flush Balms from Merit are not like the longest lasting cream blushes just because of the nature of the formula, but they are really beautiful on the skin. Very sheer. Ooh, okay, I love that color. Definitely more on like the sheer buildable side, so you have to be okay with that, but I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, let's use some powder now. I'm gonna use this. This is what's in my everyday makeup drawer right now, the Kosas Cloud Set powder, the loose one, in the pink color. And I'm still loving this. I've been using this this month since it's been in my drawer, and I really love this a lot. So I'm gonna just set with this, kind of focusing it on the center of the face. We did a few days ago, we went to get an ultrasound for the baby because, so when we went to our 20-week anatomy scan, which was a little while ago now, they were able to get like all the measurements and stuff that they needed, but we didn't get any good pictures of his face. I wanted to get like at least one cute one of his profile in some way. And we tried and tried and tried and tried and tried, and he was just not cooperating at all. And so we just didn't get any really good pictures. So I scheduled one of those private ultrasounds, which I've done quite a few of this whole pregnancy. And when we went a few days ago, he literally did the exact same thing. He had his foot and one of his hands in front of his face the entire time. So I didn't get to see him once again, which I was very disappointed about. I wanted to just see his little face for just like a few minutes, but I couldn't. We tried everything and nothing was working. So I'm supposed to go back again in, I guess, a week and a half, and they're gonna try again to get something from him. But I tell you what, he's already clearly a stubborn little guy because he was not cooperating. All right, my memory card just filled up, so I'm not sure where I was. I think I was saying that hopefully that was not foreshadowing that he's going to be a stubborn little guy when he comes out, but we will see. But we are just not able to get any pictures of his little face, but oh well, we will try again. So I'm taking a little bit of a powder blush now. This is just what I have in my everyday makeup drawer this month. This is Kosas in the shade Bliss, which is a really pretty, like, warm peachy pink, because I'm feeling like I want a little bit of a powder blush also. I do have one more thing I wanted to try that I kind of forgot about. This is from L'Oreal, and it's the Lumi Le Glace Highlighter Stick. This was sent to me in PR, and I haven't tried it on my face yet. I did swatch it, and it looks really, really pretty. So this is it right here. Doesn't that look nice though? I kind of want to get my Victoria Beckham one out and swatch it next to this just out of curiosity, but that looks very, very pretty. This one is the shade 610 Glassy Pearl. Let me just grab the Victoria Beckham one. I do not have the Chanel one that a lot of people love, the balmy type highlighter product in Sculpting, I think is the name. Okay, so that is Victoria Beckham, and that is L'Oreal down there. I think Victoria Beckham's definitely a little bit more glassy than this one. This one looks a little bit more subtle, but I mean, the overall effect looks kind of similar on my hand. Let's try the L'Oreal one on my face and see what we think. All right, I guess I'm just gonna use my finger with this, maybe. I feel like I have a lot of glow already on my skin from the blush, and the skin tint and everything is super hydrating, but ooh, that's pretty. Yeah, it definitely kind of gives that similar wet effect like the Victoria Beckham does. Oh yeah, that looks good actually. Doesn't look super glittery either. I was thinking maybe this was gonna have like big chunks of shimmer in it, but it really doesn't. Just gonna add a little bit over here. You don't really need any highlight, but you know, adding a little bit right here. I know not everybody likes that, but I do. Wow, okay, that is actually very nice. Has anyone tried these? That is much nicer than I thought. So this doesn't really give you any color. It gives you a lot of glow, that kind of glassy wet look, similar to this. So that's cool. Okay, I'm gonna do my brows quickly. I don't have a new brow product, so I'm just gonna do that real fast. And then I'll come back and we will move into eyes. I thought we could use the Tarte Aspen Ovard palette. Again, I've had this for weeks, but life, you know, pregnancy, I'm just getting around to using it. So I'm gonna do my brows and I'll be back. All right, did my brows, and now let's use this palette. Of course, the Tarte Aspen Ovard palette. I did order a new one a few weeks ago when this launched, and I have not used it yet. Let me take this sticker off. So happy that this is back, and I just checked, it's actually still on the Tarte website, which I was kind of surprised by. I love this palette so much. It just brings back so many like warm fuzzy feelings for me. But I'm gonna take the light shade right here first. I did use a little bit of an eye primer on my eyes. And I'm gonna take that light shade. This one is called Single Life. And I'm just gonna really put that all over, all the way up to the brow. Did any of you pick this up? I feel like a lot of you probably did. Let me know if you did. Now I'm gonna switch to a big blending brush and I'm gonna take Unbothered, which is this kind of taupey gray color right here. All right, my memory card just keeps filling up on me, but I just used Unbothered right here in my crease. Let's take a little bit of this one, Tea Time, right here. It's a little bit of a deeper, warmer brown. And I'm just gonna apply a little bit of this in the outer corner. So the Sephora sale is about to start soon. I can't believe it's already time for the Sephora sale again. I'm excited for that. I definitely will have a Sephora sale video. Maybe I might have more than one, we'll see. A few of you have DM'd me on Instagram asking if I was gonna do a Sephora sale video, and I definitely am. I'm really excited for it this time. There's so many new things that I'm really wanting to try. I just saw Makeup by Mario just released a mascara, which I'm so excited to try that. The new Westman cheek duos, the bronzer duo with the blushes and then just the blush duos. I really want to try those too. What did you guys think of the new Mothership palette from Pat McGrath? I'm curious. I'm not picking it up personally. I do think the color story is pretty. I just know that I don't use a lot of my eyeshadow palettes, and I definitely don't use large ones like that. So I've actually sold all of my Pat McGrath palettes that I've had in the past. But I do think the color story is really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna take this shade, which this has always been my favorite shade in here, this light gold, Endless Summer. And I'm just gonna take that on the lid and kind of tap it over into the center. All right, I'm gonna take a little bit of Mother and Unbothered, so like a mix of both. And I'm gonna put those on the lower lash line. And then I may come back and use the dark brown right here and do like a little bit of a wing, but I think for now I'm just gonna move into mascara. Actually, before we do that, I'm gonna take a little bit of this liner. This is the Artist Pencil from Makeup Forever in Limitless Brown. And I'm gonna put this in the waterline. I have had so much trouble with dry eyes lately, and I guess it's from pregnancy. I don't typically have dry eyes, so I'm assuming that's where it's coming from, but oh my goodness, I have had such trouble with that. So a lot of days I haven't been putting anything on my eyes just because I didn't want to irritate them any more than they're already irritated. But today they're feeling okay, so hopefully they'll be okay with some mascara on them. Now let's try this mascara from Versed. This is the Lifting and Defining Mascara, and this is the brown color. Finally, a brand releases a mascara and they make it in brown. I am so excited about that because that very rarely happens. So let's see. I'm not sure if this is a tubing mascara. It doesn't say that it is, so I'm assuming it's not. But let's try it out. See what the wand looks like. Oh, okay. So it's just a rubber, like straight across wand. It does actually look like it's brown, which is exciting because sometimes mascaras will be called brown and they're not actually brown. This one does look brown though. Okay, so it's definitely, I would say, very separating. Yeah, definitely very separating, and I would say a little bit lengthening as well. I was wondering if it would be really similar to the Merit mascara, and the wand is not. The Merit mascara wand has like actual fibers, like little hair fibers. It's not a rubber wand like this. So they are different. I guess the effect of the Merit mascara is similar though, because I would say the same thing about that one. It's not really volumizing. It's definitely more for length and separation. But is the Merit mascara tubing? I can't remember. Okay, so that was like 2 pretty light coats. Very nice. Very, very nice. I feel like this might be one of those mascaras that gets better after it's been opened, because it's not bad right now. I don't know why, I just kind of get the feeling it might be that type of formula. But it's definitely more of a natural looking mascara, which is what I prefer personally. All right, so there it is on both eyes. I am liking the mascara so far. This is very much what I personally like for an everyday type of mascara. It's not heavy looking on the lashes. It makes them look very light and just kind of defined, separated. Yeah, I really like this. Fingers crossed it does not smudge. I will let you know in the description box if it does, but hopefully it does not. All right, before we move into the lips, I'm gonna take a little bit of the brown in this palette, so this brown right here. I've been doing this some lately after I do mascara. I'll take my little 208 brush from BK Beauty, and I'll just kind of look at where my lashes end, and I'll do like a little wing. And I don't know why, but I've really been liking that. I think you can kind of see where your lash is like angled up, and it makes it kind of easy to see where you should do a little wing. I don't know, but I've been doing that lately and liking it. Instead of like trying to do the wing first, I've been liking doing it that way. Finally, for the lips, I do have the new Merit lip products. They did send these to me. I have 2 of the lip liners and 2 of the new Shade Slick Sheen glosses. I have been wearing these, so I have thoughts on them already. I'll swatch what I have for you. So I have the lip liner in the shade Bespoke, which is a really pretty, like cooler toned pinky brown. That's the one I've worn the most. But then I also have the shade Tobacco. And this one is a little bit darker and it's just a little bit more brown. So these, okay, these, I'm sure you've probably seen a lot about them, but they are very, very sheer. So this is not like a standard lip liner formula. It is very balmy almost. It's very, very sheer. So don't expect like extreme pigment or longevity with these, but that is Tobacco right there, or is that right? Yeah, Tobacco is on the top and Bespoke is down here. So you can see Bespoke is more of like a pinky color, Tobacco is more of like a true brown. But what I will say about these is these are much more long wearing than the Rhode lip shapes. Like, there's no comparison. The Rhodes wear off so much more quickly, on me at least, than these do. So I do think this is the better version of that type of product, if you're wondering. But you have to be okay with something very sheer, very like, they're very wet feeling when you apply them. They feel like a lip balm, but in a pencil. All right, I guess we'll do Bespoke first. We might use a little bit of the other one too, but it is a little bit different at first when you apply them because they are so slippy and balmy. It can be a little bit startling when you apply it because it doesn't feel like a normal lip liner. So you just kind of have to know that going in. But for how sheer they are and creamy, they do last pretty well on the lips. Now, are they the most long wearing? No, definitely not, but they last a lot better than the Rhode ones do. All right, so that was Bespoke. That one I really, really like. And then taking a little bit of Tabac, kind of just in the center. But yeah, they just kind of glide because they're so creamy. But I'll swatch these for you too. These are the shade Slick Sheens. And I have 2 of these as well. So I have Twin Set, which is more of a mauve. And again, these are very sheer, so they're not, you know, gonna give you intense pigment. And then I also have the shade Biarritz, I think is how you say it. Biarritz is the one that I've worn the most. It's just kind of like a light pinky nude. So there is Twin Set right there. So you can see it's more of that mauve-y kind of blue tone. And then that is Biarritz. What is it? I can't even remember it. Yeah, Biarritz on the top there, which is more of just like a warm pinky nude. I'm gonna do Biarritz today. Now this I have worn a ton already, and this color I love, and I actually really like it with the Bespoke lip liner. These are really, really nice. They do have a little bit of sheen to them, but they're not glittery or anything. They just have like a slight radiance to them, but they're beautiful on the lips. Again, not the most long lasting. I do find like if I wear this, I do feel like I have to reapply it. It's just not a long wearing type of lip product, but I really, really enjoy these. Very thin, very hydrating, and they just look really nice on the lips. All right, that is everything that we're gonna try out today. Thank you for hanging out and chatting with me. I am definitely, you know, I'm trying to just kind of go with the flow right now, which is not in my nature. I, you know, wish I could be doing 3 videos a week right now, but I just can't. I just don't have, it's just not where I'm at in life right now. So I will get as many videos up as I can, and you know, I just have to be okay with that. Some weeks it may be 1, some weeks it may be 2, some weeks it may be none. That's just kind of where I'm at right now. But thank you guys for hanging in there with me. I really love all of you, and I appreciate you so much. So just know I'm doing my best over here, and eventually I will get back to my norm. I just don't know what that looks like or when that will be, but thank you for being so patient with me. In terms of the products we tried today, I wanted to kind of give you thoughts on them. The Versed products, overall, I'm pretty impressed with. I think my favorite 2 things, I think, are actually probably the mascara and the blush, which I'm kind of surprised by. But this blush, I think this is so beautiful. If you like the Merit blushes, you want something that's a little bit more affordable, this is very nice, and it definitely reminds me of the Flush Balms. And, you know, I'll see how long wearing it is and all that, but I really liked how this looked on my skin. And then this mascara definitely gets the stamp of approval from me as long as it does not smudge. So fingers crossed that it doesn't. But like I said, I will update the description box and let you know. But I think this is really nice. I love the brown. I love the effect. It's very natural. So these are probably my 2 favorites from Versed. I do like the skin tint. My least favorite thing's probably the concealer. Not that it's a bad product. I just, y'all know me, I like something with a little bit more coverage typically in a concealer. But you know, if you like a really thin, lightweight, lighter coverage concealer, then you might like this because it does look pretty and it layers beautifully with the skin tint. But I guess if I had to choose, I would say this is probably my least favorite thing. This is really nice as well. I'm pretty impressed with how this looks so far. Now, I'll wear and let you know after I've worn it a few times. So check the description box, but first impression is that's pretty impressive. Oh, also another, I think, really good drugstore product here, the L'Oreal Lumi Le Glace Highlighter. This one is Glassy Pearl. And yeah, if you're looking for this type of highlighter, Not much pigment, more of that sheer base that just gives you that wet kind of dewy look. This, I think, is definitely one to look into because this gives you that, and it's from L'Oreal, so it's very affordable. And then of course, okay, the Tarte palette. I love the Tarte palette. I love the original one, so I'm so happy to have a new, fresh one of these in my collection. And as far as I can tell, the shadows seem the same in terms of quality, if not a little bit better than they were 6 years ago. We did not try the blush and the highlight, so I'll have to try those in a different video, but I'm so happy to have this. Again, one of my favorite makeup products of all time. And then, let's see, oh, the lip products. I really like the Merit lip products. Now, you just have to be okay with a more sheer kind of no makeup type of lip. This is not going to be most likely a full glam type of lip combo, but I do really like the products. And if you like that kind of effortless sheer lip liner kind of thing, and you're choosing between the Rhode and the Merit, I would go with the Merit for sure. They last much longer in my experience. And the glosses as well. These are beautiful. They don't, you know, they don't last all day long, but that's pretty typical for this type of product. My favorite one, this Biarritz color that I have on, I've already worn this so many times and I haven't even had these for very long. This is definitely going to be a new favorite gloss shade for me. All right, I think that's everything. I will list everything in the description box with links as always. If you do shop through my links, I do make a commission that supports me and supports my channel. So thank you if you do that. And if you're new, I would love for you to subscribe and follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1. And I will see you again very soon. Remember, simply be you. Bye.